tweak I gotta give.
Hmm.
Hold on. Wait. I think I might have gotten it though. So if everything is correct, I should go on YouTube and everything
We're live
should.
already.
Huh?
We are live already. I'm seeing us.
But I'm saying like sometimes things like there's a delay. Okay.
Well, I'm seeing us.
Okay.
Uh,
Could you? All right. So technically, I should crop you. Oh wait. Ooh. I think you just moved into the frame a little bit better.
mm,
Could you come up a little bit forward and to your left? Otherwise, I have to go back into the Streamlabs, and then it's a pain in the ass, kind of.
I can do this. No, wait.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Okay. I think what you just did, and So usually, like, if you see in my screen, like, do you see how I'm looking at it in my phone?
Yes.
So I haven't hooked up. Yeah, I haven't hooked up my second monitor yet. Otherwise, this would be okay. So could you? Yeah. So I'm just kind of looking at you, right? I'm looking at you through the Zoom full screen. I think we're good.
Now I'm at the center now.
Oh, I gotta move my chat box is a little. It's okay though. I think it's good. I think it's pretty good. Beatbox cards was freaking out, wondering we're all good. Yeah, we're good. The countdown thing. After you shared your countdown, like 6 people, 6 of your followers already started it. He's good.
Okay. Fuck. Tag.
Oh, who's this PSN 505 guy in the chat? Is it the same PSN?
Don't know.
Okay. So we are gonna get started. Everything's looking and sounding good. Yeah, this is excellent. So we are here. I am Milz 505, Milz musician, whatever you want to call me. We are. Oh, whoops. Thought we were full. Okay, we are full screen. Good. Okay. All right. So this is season 2, episode, I don't know, 7 or 8 right now, and we have a very special guest with us today. Introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is PSN, also known as PSN 505, also known as PlayStation Networks at some times, for those who can't make an original joke. I am a looper, so as Milz, and this is me.
Great. Okay. And what is your signature greeting? That I'm actually surprised that you didn't say it just now when you said what your name was.
Oh yeah, I only remember to do that in wildcards. I always say "Fala aí, galera," which is "What's up, guys" in Portuguese. That's it.
Nice. Okay. So, I see you're in a very special background. I don't want to. We'll eventually lead into that. And how that background that you're in has a very, 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 very badass. It brings back really badass memories of a certain video that we'll eventually get into. But for right now, I'm so excited for this. I'm so hyped. So a non-beatbox background about yourself. Maybe this is like your favorite music, kind of what kind of got you into beatbox before we start getting into the beatboxing part of it.
YouTube.
Yeah,
YouTube
sure.
got me into this. I I think the first YouTuber that I watched regularly was Hikakin
Oh yeah, I
from
know
Japan.
that brings it back.
Yeah, like I think in 2015, 16 maybe.
Wow,
And
I feel
he
so
used to
old.
loop. Well, me too. He used to loop with an RC 300, and only like in this year only I noticed that I saw Loop Station way back before knowing about the battles. I thought that I learned with Sorrow in GBB 2017, but now thinking back, I my first experience with that was with Hikakin and with Skrillex cover,
Oh yeah,
and
tight. Okay, now you want to kind of take us.
Mills.
Yes.
If someone asks something in the chat, can I just answer it, or is it best
Yeah,
for
yeah, go
you
ahead.
to?
Yeah, and this is the cool thing. I forgot to tell the people watching. Season 1, I did not understand how to use live stream, but now season 2, fire away.
Okay.
Fire away.
So
Yeah.
my loop is still at the mechanic. Uh, yes, that that answers your question.
Oh, I totally forgot about that. I was like, why does he have 505? Then now I feel stupid because it's not like you haven't been telling people that for a while now.
Yeah.
Well, and okay. So now, if you want to talk about your kind of intro into the solo beatboxing, some people answer this question because with kind of talking about their loop right away. Because some people honestly came into this with their solo and their loop at the same time. So if you want to just kind of take us through that journey.
Loop, just loop, straight into loop. I'm not a beatboxer. I'm just a looper. I'm just a looper, bro. Like Griff Michael would say.
Okay. So you want to. Okay. Is it still in the mechanic? Yeah, he says. Uh, yes. So you want to. So some people when they loop, they don't do beatbox. Some people kind of like. So did you eventually start with your drums, or did you kind of start with like? Did you kind of start with the musical stuff and all your fancy stuff, or did it just kind of come together at the same time, kind of whatever?
I didn't really get the question.
So like, did you start kind of with drums? Did you get into the fancy effects stuff, or did it just kind of all come together as you were just having fun with it?
Uh, like you're asking about my
Yeah, like
usage of
you're
effects.
basically like once you got the loop, were there what was your journey through the loop pretty much once you got it?
Well, I got the loop thinking of battling. Like that was my motivation in getting. Like I was very passionate in watching battles, so I assumed I would like to battle also. Then I got my loop, and in 1 month, both Joe and I participated in War of Loops, and that was my first competition, and like it was horrible, a horrible experience, like a learning experience nonetheless. So good in recollection, but at the moment it was awful. Like it was one of the worst days for me and my girlfriend because she was there with me, and I was so anxious. So I was such a like a dick to her,
Oh,
and I was dying inside. And uh, like with time it got better, but yeah, like overall I don't like to battle. But to answer your question, like really, once I got the loop, I started rewatching Arthur Henry's tutorial, and
oh yeah.
the trick that most got me excited, like the first basic trick from the loop, is the P13 slicer. That was the greatest trick of all. Uh, like once you get the loop, like it's the easiest to do and it's pretty fun. But yeah, like once I got it, I was just going straight into doing routines with just the mic and to participate in battles. So let me answer unhinged.
Yes.
I have not been preparing for kickback. I I can say this with confidence. You have too much reverb on the master. On the master. Yeah, now it's good.
Okay.
Uh, so I have not been preparing for kickback. I might be the looper, the participant with least time, least practice time of all time, not only for kickback, because once I did the wildcard, my only loop round that I did was for the my live stream with Sensei, like just a showcase. And yeah, like other than that, I have not been looping like, for straight up 5 weeks. And yeah, I wouldn't say that I've been preparing with that scenario, but I'm comfortable with this. Like I'm not desperate because like I'm glad if I get my headphones. I still didn't get the headphones. Not even from Crook. Not even from Crook or Kickback. So if I get any headphones, I'm happy. And I'm not scared in battling anyone. I can battle Sorrow. It's fine for me. Like I am expecting to lose whoever I battle with, and that's not because I don't have confidence in myself. It's just because I really have not been preparing. Like everyone has been preparing for maybe 2 months, and I will be preparing maybe for 2 weeks. That's not very good. Burger.
Burger. All right. So we got a lot of kickback questions. We can kind of rewind. So basically, we start talking about Wara loops,
They
and then we
they
got into
jumped there.
kickback. We can kind of rewind it there and take us a little bit more slowly from the Wara loops into a Discord servers, Brazilian community. Kind of go back and then eventually work your way into kickback.
True. What they wanted to?
Yeah. So like kind of rewind our way from like Wara loops and then eventually all the little steps it took to get kind of where you are today
Oh,
in looping
so my
beatboxing.
whole story. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so like I said, I participated in War of Loops, including Milz here, and I ended up winning. I was fairly surprised because I was looping for a month, and like this competition was such a learning experience. Like had so many learning moments. For instance, with the battle itself, like I I saw that even though there's not a crowd in front of me, it's still very nervous to perform for people. And the other two things, that the part of the organization of the competition, the prize was $50, and I got that prize like I really don't remember the date. I think it was like 2 months after the competition, and that really stressed me out, especially because that was my first uh, experience with the beatbox community, loop station community. So yeah, that sucked, and the fact that they didn't even post the battles. They posted one video of the battles, super crappy audio, and they didn't post all the battles. I wished I could see my finals with DJ because I remember seeing Matei being super excited with the techniques, the transpose spamming button. That's from the old days. But yeah, like from there I learned that everything is messy. If you're not participating in GBB, everything is messy. Like everything is way complicated, way more complicated than it had to be. So let me answer some chat questions. How old is PSN? PSN is 18 years old in dog years. 2.5. Yeah, 2.5, kind of.
Wouldn't for dog years? Dog years.
I think it's 2.5.
I always thought you're supposed to multiply by like 6 or something.
No.
No, wait. Or is it?
I think
or is it divide?
It's divide.
Okay, maybe
because
divide.
of dog. Yeah. How old is P? Okay, I'll
Many
jump
troll
in.
questions in here.
Dumb question. Why is PSN? Okay, I will answer this question even though it makes kind of. Yeah. I think you're asking what's the acronym for? Or maybe why the N is in lowercase. I will answer both questions. PSN is an acronym for my name, Paulo Sergio Nogueira. That's it. No association with PlayStation, unless they sponsor me. That's fine. So, the N in lowercase is just because I don't like the pointy N. It seems too aggressive. And I like the curvy N. That's more of my style. I don't like to be, I like to be, a little more softer. Okay. Okay, let's jump this.
Okay.
Let's see here. Would you buy a second device if you had the chance? That's a weird question. You know, I have a chance. They sell that in my country, but it's too much money. You know? I don't want to spend that. If I didn't bought the RC back in 2020, I wouldn't buy it today. You know? Because right now, at least in Brazil, it has doubled the price. Doubled. Right now is close to $1,000 to buy an RC here. That's not very accessible.
Chat has been disabled. I'm just kidding. All right. Okay. So we're gonna put a pause to answering some of these questions. We'll eventually come back to it. Beatbox cards, you're a mod. Work your magic. The mod in here. Okay. Anyway. Okay. So take us through. Okay. So after the War of Loops, then was it kind of clip stuff? Was it Mad Meal stuff? Because like we're at the end.
It was.
Yeah.
No, you should remember this because you also participated.
Well, I'm asking you. You're the guest.
Wait, you participated also.
Yeah, but it's your time to flex. Not
the Beatbox Jungle Quarantine Edition. You participated in it. You should remember it.
Well, I mean, I did in a limb, but yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's participating. But
yeah.
So yeah, that competition, it was the first organized loop station event here in Brazil, and it was, I would say, it was worse than War of Loops.
What?
Because, like, looking at the actual organization, you know, like the actual event, like specifically the event, because I think it was their mistake to include international participants. I think that I
actually kind of agree with that, to be honest. I mean,
I don't. Like.
Wait, I thought you just said that you do agree that it was a bad idea.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think we
I
agree.
agree it was a bad idea.
Correct.
Oh, you
I'm
agree?
agreeing with you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I think it was a bad idea because being the first competition in Brazil, I think they should highlight the Brazilian loopers.
Yeah.
And like since I think the only guy that should be participating there that wasn't from Brazil, kinda, it was Diego MP3 because he lives in Finland, but he's a Brazilian,
Oh, I know
you
who you're
know?
talking about. Yep.
Yeah,
He's like the
like
boom
that
bap
was a
guy, isn't he? Basically,
yes.
the boom bap.
That elim of his was the most troubled one because it was super laggy, like ridiculously laggy. But yeah, like so if you guys don't know, Antrix won that battle. It was me and him, just the final battle. It was Elims and the top two did a finals. That's it, the competition. So it was like a whatever. Oh, that was a third and fourth, maybe. I'm not sure.
Antrix won it. I think you were like second, third, or fourth, or something like that. Yeah.
What, second? I was in finals. How will I be third? Uh, I'm trying to remember if there was a small finals. I'm not sure.
I don't think there was no.
I think there was like I think it was Diego MP3 and No Beach, both from
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah. Yep.
I think I'm
Something
not
like
sure,
that. Yeah. Yep.
but so the finals, me and Antrix. It was funny because the my experience with that battle really taught me how I am not the shit. I'm not the greatest, you know, because winning my first battle made me really think that I'm really like the next Sorrow or something like that. So I did two routines, the ones that I performed in finals, that I actually thought in not doing them because I thought I would overkill Antrix, you know? I would really beat him up so bad, and I wanted to save for maybe GBB or something like that. So, yeah, like at the competition itself, I was scared. Like I saw, oh, okay, people are really hyping Antrix, so I think it's best for me to use those and grant my win. And I did that, and I lost 4-1. And I think the one vote from Bichizoto was just for like pity vote. I don't know. And that really taught me something. Taught me something because, like, I realized sometimes you have low points, high points.
Hmm.
It doesn't really matter. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
everyone has your time to shine.
Exactly.
And yeah, that competition, like, so Antrix won first place. Okay, what does he get? He gets, or was supposed to get, a spot in the next competition. That was the prize. And was there another competition? No. So he won nothing. And I think that was super bad of them to do. You know, like they organize a competition and they do it worldwide,
Yeah.
people style, and yeah, like he didn't win anything, and but that's fine. Okay. So after that, I think it was Mad Mill. I think
I think so.
Mad
Yeah.
Mill.
I think we're at there, but right now, yeah.
Mad Mill won. I will. Well, let me read the chat very fast. No, just dumb things. Okay. So PSN, when is Spotify coming out? Not coming out. Like people keep uh, not even suggesting. People keep like
Telling you, demanding it.
obliging me, yeah, demanding me to go on Spotify. And I think, bro, you can see my rounds on YouTube, okay? If
Yeah.
you want to hear them with your screen off, like that's your problem.
I
You
think
can
the
hear them
only
with your
thing with
screen on.
I think where they're coming from is like on YouTube. Um, it's like with Spotify. Well, like let me put it this way: with Spotify, um, you can like minimize all your windows and stuff, and like you can like you can like put it in your pocket, and it still plays in great audio.
Yeah,
But with YouTube, there is a way to do that, but you have to like buy like a YouTube.
it's a premium.
Yeah, yeah. But I see what you mean, though.
Well, uh, yeah, I think like this is a step for an artist to have, but I am not interested in stepping in that step. Like, think of a stair. I just jumped a step, and if I want to go back at it, I can. But
Your,
right now, I
your
don't want
step
to.
rate is different than someone else's step rate. See what I did there?
Yes. Loop
Okay.
talk.
All right.
Loop punch.
So we were at the Mad Meal stuff. Go ahead.
Manual. Yeah. I will take advantage that MH is here and tell the story about the wild
Yeah.
card. So, the wildcard for Madmill, I have tried to monetize my channel, currently not monetized yet. It's okay. MH helped me to do that round. Not directly. I wanted to do a wildcard, but I didn't really have any routines. And I was talking to MH, and he kind of said like, yo, I just found out something. And it was all of that grand delay assignment deal, that you have a silent record and you assign that for the granular delay with 100% feedback. Not necessarily 100% feedback, like the way I used it wasn't 100%. But he taught me that, and I said to him, okay, I will try to implement that on my wildcard. I even shout him out in the wildcard, but my wildcard was just that. I had track 1 recording, track 2 to 5. Every one of them had assignments. That was such a overkill of assignments. That was very cool, nice, like interesting creation. But then the rest didn't live up to it. It started here and then it did. And so the wildcard was shit, but I think the judges were impressed with the assignments, and if I'm not mistaken, I got 16th place, last place to enter the competition, and their organization of it totally helped me because I went in last place inside the competition, not in the competition. So normally you will have 1 against 16th, second against 15th.
Yep.
But they did 1 against 1st, 3rd against 4th, 15th against 16th. Yes.
Oh, okay.
I bet Skellen wasn't on 1st place. Like that's the only logic. So I ended up battling the least scored wildcard.
Yeah.
The least scored loopers. So I ended up battling the 15th place, then the 13th or 14th place, and then Frosty, and then I lost to Frosty. Okay. But yeah, like my side of the loop, like we have here 1 through 8, 9 through 16. This side is weaker. This side is stronger. So if I'm here, and it's not 9th against 16th, it's the lowest against the second lowest, the highest against the second highest. So that just makes the lowest rank to be in a good position. Like I just got 3rd place because I didn't have to battle the 1st place in the what is it called in English? Before quarterfinals.
Before quarterfinals.
Before.
I've always wondered that question myself. I guess pre-quarterfinals or the top 16.
What?
The top 16 would be pre-quarterfinals. I thought yeah, quarterfinals is always top 8, semis is 4, and finals is 2, right? Yeah. Okay. So pre-quarterfinals. Top six
finals. Yeah. So that competition also taught me more stuff about the prizes. I didn't get the prizes. I was supposed to get merch, and I was not merged by Madden Twins. They didn't even make merch. So yeah, I got scammed there, and I never recovered from it. Like, I'm super pissed. If they ever release merch, I will super like be a bitch to them for them to give me and Pono, previously Ping Pong Po,
Oh yeah,
now
Pono.
Pono. He also placed third place in solo, and he didn't get his merch. Pissed. Okay.
The opposite of that.
Uh,
The opposite of that. I
yeah,
should make one.
clowns. And
I should make one on track 4. Boo! But I don't know. Then I feel like it's a negative because like my track 5 is
yeah.
the positive. But then I feel bad if on track 4 if I make a boo. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay.
Oh,
So that was Mad Wheel 1. Mad Wheel 2. I don't know if you were in that.
no.
Okay. All right. So then that kind of turned into that was a lot of 2020 stuff, and then 2021.
No, wait. You're
Oh,
jumping ahead.
okay. Go ahead.
There was a Stay at Home 2,
I forgot
a
about that.
small competition, very small competition, and I won that one. And yeah, that there's not much to add to that competition. It's a very small competition, just Discord, and that one was worse than War of Loops in the prize sense because I was the prize was $20, and the competition, I think it was around November, and I got paid like in March of this year. So it was very long time ago. I only got paid, I think, after my GBB placement, and I thought it was even weird. I think the organizer Govich, I really think
Yeah,
that
Govich.
yeah, I think he saw that I placed high and he decided to pay me because I placed high on GBB. I don't know. Like, once the results were out, then he said, "Yo, I got your money," and I was like, "What? Money now? Okay." So yeah, he did ended up paying me. That was nice. And after that, then a break from competitions. Then I did a wildcard for Online Worlds. I just want to point that out.
Yeah.
Uh,
How did that go?
I was placed, I think, 26th, and
Okay.
yeah, like that. That one, I also thought that I was going to participate like easily top 8. But I think not only with the mix, with the routine itself, I didn't feel myself. That was the first wildcard that I had some sense in recording myself. You know, like I did record just the loop, like the previous wildcards and battles, but seeing my placement, I imagined, oh, I remember something about performance. I bet I really got a few points in performance. So after that, I decided to record myself looping, and I think that was a good, like the fact that I lost the wildcard competition was a good learning moment. You know, I want to even make a bridge about this subject with Mr. Eswa that did a wildcard for
There
the
you go.
Clip Championship. He did a wildcard the same as I used to do. He just recorded the loop like this. And so I loved his wildcard. I loved it.
Great.
Like the theme of it, so uplifting, and yeah. But when it comes to performance, I straight up was gonna give him a 0, you know, because like uh, at least me, I wouldn't grant more points if someone doesn't make a mistake. You know, like that kind of makes part of performance, right? If you make mistakes or not. But I wouldn't add points if you make it flawless. Like that's what I expect from you. If you make mistakes, then I will deduct points. But if you make everything fine, I won't add points to that. So that's why the 0. I was talking to him like, bro, I loved your wildcard, but yeah, that's unfortunate. Then I talked to Ryan, and Ryan was a very nice guy to give him a second chance. And the deal was like to do the same wildcard, but showing you recording the wildcard so we can judge your performance. And unfortunately, for me at least, I actually liked more the first take than the second one. The first one was better mixed, and yeah, like that's the main part of it. It was better mixed. Both the drums and the vocalist on the bass and melody. Like that's a risky move. The first one he got it right. I think the second one he didn't really get it right. I just wanted to make that connection. Like I think it was fortunate that I took my experience with online worlds and applied it to this scenario. Like I talked to Ryan, like, bro, it's so unfortunate for this, and we ended up finding a solution for it.
And see, this is another reason why I do these interviews is um like I'm really big about thought processes and like how people reflect back to like where they were and how they got to where they are and like making these connections. So I'm really really happy when people but when like previous interviewees, current and even like future ones do that. So really big ups to that. Trying to make this all positive as always, right? Yeah, for real. I was gonna say something else. I think that was it. Okay, so now do you want to kind of talk about 2021? Or
No,
no? Okay, no.
not that I
yet.
don't want to talk about it. I just don't have any plans, because here's the thing: 2020 was a free year for me. Like, I still had school last year in high school, but it was online, which that means I basically didn't have school.
Well, you're talking to a
Yeah,
teacher.
so
I definitely had school. I was expected to write all these lesson plans and still make up
yeah,
update
the
like the
teacher
Google
has to do the same work, of
like the
course.
Google Classroom and all the paperwork and all that stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, but like the student just has to leave the the meeting on, and that's it. Like then you get your presents and
You
you
didn't have to do any like Google Forms or
graduate.
assignments or Jamboards or anything.
Yes, but like you just have to leave the chat on,
Okay.
the call on, and go do something. For instance, me, like I left it on and looked instead of pay attention to the class. And
But you still got
yeah,
like
like
really good grades anyway, right?
yes, but yeah, like I had this entire 2020. I was looping like every single day, and these past 5 weeks, I never had such a long break for the loop, you know. So I'm very unconfident in my comeback, let's say, but I know it's possible. But I just know that I will regress, going back,
Yeah.
right?
But but
So
honestly,
no
like
plans for 2021.
your muscle memory is extremely good though. Um, so I have no doubt, and like plus you have the love and support of the community. So yeah.
Yes, but now I will start college, and my focus won't be just on the loop. I won't
Right.
have 24/7 moments for looping. Everything will be different. I think at least, I developed my loop station techniques a lot in 1 year, for 1 year. And that was the result of mainly having a lot of free time. So I was straight up looping every single time that I had. And now that I will have more responsibilities, I won't focus so much on the loop station, which is good for me. I rather have my day full of uh, tasks and have such a little time to loop, because I rather have my day like doing a bunch of stuff than just
structure
doing one.
is structure. I'm really big about structure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're sure you don't want to talk about what you've done in 2021 at all?
Oh, 2021 is this year, right? I was thinking it was
Oh,
going to be
I
the
thought
next
I was
one.
asking you about 2022.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Oh,
Uh,
no. Nah. 1 year at a time.
hey, it's basically the same idea. Uh, no planning, you know. I let's say I would say this to the 5 people watching, actually 4, because I am one of them. Uh, I have the intention of dropping out in battles. I'm not interested in doing battles. I think I reached a level that I can be a judge, and I'm happy judging. I really enjoy judging. But as far as a participant in competitions, I would just try out GBB every single year, maybe. And yeah, like I think I wouldn't do any other competition other than GBB. And not because I think I'm at that level. I just don't want to do the hustle for the other ones, you know? I think only
Makes sense.
GBB would matter for the time that I need to have it, to make the time for it. So, yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So now you want to kind of talk about a lot of Discord stuff, especially Clip. Like how has the Clip server kind of gotten you into, like, even though it's not GBB, it's still.
Mm.
I mean, like, wouldn't you say that it's helped you? It's helped raise your platform, like your own personal
No,
platform.
no. I think no. Like, so many loopers, like the ascending loopers, the still underdog loopers, uh, uh, were born in Clip. I wasn't. I stayed as far as I could from Discord communities because I didn't like the interaction at first. Like I don't
That,
remember with
that's definitely
who.
fair. I've had some, not so much in Clip, but like in some other servers sometimes. Like, anyways, but yeah,
Yeah, like I don't remember with what looper I went with in Beatbox community, I think, or Beatbox International. I don't
something
remember.
like that, maybe.
And I remember like I don't like this. Like everyone is jumping ahead and like, oh, check this out, and blah 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 blah. And I don't like that. I just like the music that pleases me, and I don't really care if you have something to say. You know, like of course you can say it to me. You can say whatever you want, if it's good or bad. But at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. I won't change it for you. You know, same idea for Spotify, for instance. I'm not I'm not up for it. One day I might be, but right now I'm not up for it. If you want to do that, you can crack my video, download it from YouTube, risk to have viruses on your computer, and then you can listen at all times.
Vinyl flick viruses,
Yes.
Red Dead, Red Dead Redemption viruses.
Mm.
Okay, question. Are you from? Oh, he said he's not.
Nah, nah.
Okay. Um, have you ever wanted to do like a tag team loop, or maybe even a crew loop? Because I honestly see that coming down the pipeline eventually, somewhere.
Crew?
I wouldn't be surprised if GBB 21 did a surprise crew loop thing. Because
I would.
this is why I say that, because GBB 19 they surprised everyone with a tag loop, and
Mm-hmm.
people were shocked at that. What about the
I
crew?
think I think crew loop is too too messy because I was like, it's not comparable to solo crew. You know, I think
Yeah, correct.
tag team loop is comparable to crew. tag team loop is comparable to solo crew, but crew loop is kind of uh, like a orchestra solo, you know, like a bunch of solo artists doing a performance. And that question brought me back to multiverse because I remembered.
Oh yeah.
I don't remember who said it, but someone said it. Maybe Enemy in his vlogs
Yeah, maybe.
that at some point in the competition, like after the finals, every single looper would do a routine together, and each would have a specific area uh, attached to them. Like Bress would do the drums, Kayla would do the vocals, someone would do the bass, and yada yada. I remember someone saying that, and that didn't happen. And I imagine why. Because it's such a hustle. It's so messy. How would you connect 8 loops? To you connect one to another, you have to use MIDI cables to have the tempo synced. So would you connect the 8 loopers together? Like what? Nah.
Tioneb can do anything because he's
Not that,
Tioneb.
apparently.
Because when you're from France and you loop, anyways, okay, we wanna talk about GBB and KBB wildcards and those two particular experiences.
No. So GBB, I'm always surprised at how surprised I get about anything, you know? Because I also learned something from GBB. GBB was the first my GBB wildcard was the first experience that I had that I was really out there as a looper. Before I was out there as an online looper, you know, like amongst that area, because not everyone is interested in online loop station world. So the GBB one showed me to everyone, and I got a lot of hype in that wildcard. Before sending the wildcard, I was like, I'm doing this and it's very different from what everyone is doing. I think like my goal, like my true goal was to reach 20,000 views, but I brought that down to 5,000 because I didn't want to disappoint myself, because I knew 20,000 was such a high goal. So yeah, I did the wildcard, and it did kind of well at the beginning, and everyone was cheering me and such. And I don't remember what, maybe Brass's reactions. They started getting more and more attraction, and then people started hyping more and more, and I was starting to believe that I might get top 4. And once I didn't get top 4, I was disappointed, but I knew deep down that I wasn't disappointed at myself. I wasn't like, oh, I didn't get what I expected. I was disappointed that I didn't get what people expected of me. So I got 7th, pretty close. Comparing even that we got 2 5th place, the Biscuit and KBA tied, so I was kind of 6th there, like kind of like just to get one more spot there. And yeah, that GBB wildcard taught me that no matter the hype, I shouldn't focus on the hype, you know? Like, great if people liked it and think I can win something with that, but people's opinions don't matter, you know? Like, that's a harsh reality, but that's true. Like, people's opinions don't matter. You can appreciate... No, of course. some opinions matter, but someone saying that, oh, this can win a wild card, this can be first place, that doesn't matter. Like, that only boosts your ego and doesn't really elevate yourself as an artist. I think the best you can do is appreciate people liking it and move on.
Beatbox International, for their most recent big thing, they actually did a People's Choice Award, I think, to determine one of the places. That was interesting, really interesting. They did that. Senjo has always said that would be a disaster because like people would vote for their like
They will vote for D-Lo, both loop and solo.
Yeah. Okay. So if you want to go on to KBB and kind of talk about your curtains, the magic.
Yeah. So this was my background because, like, I took some more learning experiences from GBB. I focused, for instance, people, when I said people's opinions doesn't matter, I really meant just oh, this deserves this deserves that. That doesn't matter. But the actual criticism matters. The actual, like, this is good, this is bad, that matters. For instance, a lot of people were saying that it was too distorted, and I agree, but yeah, like, that was my goal. It's vocal dist all along. Like, I never turn off the vocal dist. I basically never turn off the vocal dist from track effects. So of course it's in the name of the effect, distortion. I know it's distorted. That was the goal. So I thought that was funny, but some people were saying that I didn't have much confidence and the performance was like practically null. And I agree. I was always looking at the loop, and sometimes when I had some comfort, I would shake my body, but it was like for 2 measures, and then I would straight up look to the loop. That's a tip for you, 2 people watching, that if you are doing a wildcard or participating in a competition, even though you can be an introvert and don't like to maybe look at the camera or move your body, do that without wanting, you know? Not everything is supposed to be pleasurable, you know? Competition for me, for instance, is not pleasurable. I think the kickback will be an experience since it's video-based competition. It's not live competition. I think that can be helpful maybe, but also that can be troubled because then my perfectionist side will always find a mistake in the take that I had, and I blinked in this moment and I should something like stupid as that. And the background also, some people were complaining about the Shrek background, so I got rid of that. And I wouldn't say I got rid of my identity, you know, I still like the shitty editing, but yeah, I think sometimes you have to move on. Like, once you reach your level, you have to try new things. You can't be too bold, you know, like doing a wildcard with if I did a wildcard with a green screen, I would give the idea that my rounds in kickback would have a green screen, and that would just fuck up things, you know. Like, I would have to edit also the video in the green screen, and it would have to be good, and people editing the video, I'm not sure if it's strong editing or just the color grading, something like that. I think would have to.
Yeah, I think Trung Bao does like the main editing, but then his name was like Olea or something, is from Spain. I think he does the color grading. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah. So yeah, like that was gonna just set an expectation to all rounds have green screen. So I ditched the green screen, and I was going to record it at this wall,
Okay.
maybe this one,
Oh,
like
like a Joshua. Joshua tree
corner.
against the wall. Yeah.
But I ended up doing here uh, this background uh, is the same one as Crook without a green screen. Like I put the green screen on top of all this. This is just my curtains, and this is the background for KBB. It was a fucked background. You know, that's the room I have in my room, and yeah.
I think for stage presence, I feel like, um, for me, like, yeah, green screens and editing is fine, but I feel like, in my honest opinion, when you're on a stage, you're not always gonna get that. I want to see the person's energy. I don't want to always see like some color grading and visual saturation and all that stuff. I mean it's nice,
So
like when you get to a drop or something. I mean, I even do that, but I don't go super overboard with it. Because I want people to see how I'm emoting and communicating to you. Yeah.
like when I'm seeing, I think Shazam and Sin both said that the video editing on wildcards should be like an obligation. Everyone should do that to elevate the wildcard. And I disagree
Yeah, same here.
because for instance, Sin's wildcard, great wildcard. Won't complain about the music, but with the video editing, for instance, when he's talking, the ocean surface,
Oh, the singing.
not the singing, the he's not singing. He's
We're
just
talking about the
talking.
KBB Ocean, right?
Yes, he's not singing. The part he's singing is ah. That is singing, but then he's just imagine if you're on the ocean surface. Remember, the
Okay.
moment starts now. He's just saying
Yeah, the spoken
words.
word part. Yeah.
Yeah. So that part, he blurs himself and he has the lyrics. By that point, we don't know what he's doing, and he even said that at that part he was tweaking a lot in the loop station. And once I looked in the blurred image, I could notice that he was doing a lot with his hands, you know. So that was kind of a distraction from the actual performance. Like, oh, I would just blur this out, so no deducting points in here. No, it was like the ocean surface. The moment starts
Yeah.
now. You
Personally,
know, he was super focused.
I think I mean, not to like take away from Sin or whatever. I think with your stage presence, I really like this your stage presence in your KBB. I thought that was the best state. I mean, you might disagree with that, but personally, I liked it. I mean, throughout the routine, like you were making it look very effortless. And then like
Mm-hmm.
for that last drop, that that's when you or was it? Am I thinking of
Yeah, the
your?
second drop.
Am I thinking of your Swiss Shadow? I
Oh,
don't know, but like, anyways, never mind. I guess.
uh,
I mean, I think overall in stage presence, I think you've gotten a lot better.
yes. So I like, for instance, the GBB one. I was here. People said it. I didn't pass on top four. Then I took that to my heart. Like, yeah, I gotta improve my performance, and like I improved just by being a little more loose, and I ranked first place. So I know my performance wasn't my highest criteria, my highest scored criteria, but yeah, like I didn't lack there. You know, I went fine there. So yeah, that's a tip for all loopers. Okay, like you can be the greatest in musicality, technicality, blah blah blah, but you have to combine everything. Like, for instance, people were saying that Bress himself was saying that I'm the best technical looper so far.
Yeah, I saw
That's
that
like
comment.
a good. That's a good description of me, but don't reach for that. You know, don't try to be the next best technical looper if you are looking to participate in competitions.
Wouldn't you say that? Well, especially but when you're on a stage, I think the crowd control factor becomes at least a good like 50% of when the judge has to instinctually choose
Yes.
this way or that way. It's not like you can
Yes.
just sit down and with your Google spreadsheet. Like, you don't have the time for that.
Yes.
I mean, I would take notes and stuff, but I wouldn't have just naturally. I wouldn't have time to
Mm-hmm.
sit here and make a.
Yes.
I mean, just like So versus Beatness. Nobody thought So was gonna do all that, but the crowd. You got the crowd.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Yes.
Oh, you want to talk about your Swiss shoutout?
Huh?
You want to talk about your Swiss shoutout?
Well, whatever. Uh, yeah, my Swiss shoutout. I also learned something from there. Actually, I learned from Madsby, but I did see the result of learning it too late in the shoutout, that you have to record it in a specific way. Like, it's recommended to record up to minus 12 dB. No one said that to me when I was recording the SPX shoutout. So mine was peaking at 0, like the usual. And then the mix of the wildcard, the mix of the shoutout was super distorted. Like, when I put it on the TV, when I heard the bass, it was shaking the TV. I was like, oh shit! Like, it was I heard the drums and I was like, oh, that's good, that's good. But then I heard the rest and I was hearing frequencies that I never heard on the headphones.
Yeah, that's why I would like whenever I record wildcard or just any video, like even on the live stream, um, like when I'm talking, then I usually keep it at 0. Maybe a smidge under. But as soon as I know that I'm so like with Colin, when I had him do the drop a beat part, I had to do a separate sound check for that, because on my end that's when I turned mine down to like minus like 9 or something like that. Because otherwise it's gonna how you just described, it's gonna peak and distort and all that. Yeah.
Wobble the TV.
Okay. All right. Have you given any 505 lessons, especially if people want to especially if people want to learn some of your tricks? I know on your Instagram, you've been making some tutorials. You want to talk about any of like any of your educational goals with it of the RC 505?
I'm glad you asked that. I have the intention of starting to do some lessons, but nothing like, I wouldn't have a book to sell to people. You know, I wouldn't follow steps for everyone. I would just like, what do you want? And you say what you want, and I give you what you want, and you pay me what I want, and we're all good. So very informal thing. Like, you come to me like, yeah, I want to learn this and that and whatever. So I wouldn't teach like specific. You don't have to come to me like to say, oh, I want to learn how to do the Yoi bass from Christoph. I wouldn't have you pay me like $25 to say that, but I wouldn't also teach you just that. So yeah, like, if anyone in the chat, like probably 1 people or 2, are interested in classes, $25 an hour.
And by the way, more people since this is a live stream and since I'm keeping it public, a lot of people are gonna watch this, rewatch it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. How to get top 7.
Beatbox cards. If you want to learn that, you just have to pay me $25, and I can teach you. I can teach you that.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like in terms of like being a technical looper, I agree. I think that like things still need to be super clean, and like you have to have things structured and just overall like pleasant to the ears, like groove.
But here's the thing. Everyone has a purpose. Not everyone is looking to be the next sorrow, the next big thing on the loop station. So, like, one thing everyone must learn is not to beatbox, to mix, to be creative, to yada yada. What everyone needs to learn is to take criticism, because unless you are perfect, which you are not, you will hear someone say shit to you, and it might be a well-directed shit, or someone just straight up being a dick to you.
A well-directed shit.
Yes. Like someone saying to me that my wildcard was too distorted, like just straight up to the point, like super distorted, blah, 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 blah. That is a well-directed shit, you know? Like, that's... I will take that shit, not for granted. I will take it with me.
I mean, it's just that when people give the feedback, it would be great if people could be more specific, because I feel like so many people just give all these generalities, and it's really not clear when they don't break it down, they don't model it for exactly what they wanted it to be, how they wanted it to be different. I mean, that's a whole other conversation about feedback. But yeah, I mean, I agree that like if you, that if you can't that if you can't take feedback, then you're not gonna grow. Yeah.
No, but I'm not talking about growth. So here's the thing. It's great to hear what's wrong with your loops from people that know what about the subject, and you can improve it. But sometimes you just want to do a wildcard to expose your art.
Have fun.
Unfortunately, I talked a lot to Frosty about this. People only give a shit about competitions. You know, like Sorrow is pulling like how many views he has with MB14? Like 34 million, right? Like a lot. But his video clips won't get 1 million unless, like, if he gets 1 million views, he's the exception. You know, like, not as Sorrow, but the video itself, it's an exception. It's super hard for artists in our art form, both beatbox and loop station, to really go big, you know? Like, I think, let's take in consideration Thumb or Tom? Tom Thumb.
Yep.
So I think he's one of the more mainstream beatboxers.
Are you kind of getting at that like that TED Talk thing where it's at like somehow?
No, I'm not talking about the TED Talk. Yeah, I'm not considering that. I'm just considering his works. You know, like I saw he worked with Pepsi. So.
Oh yeah, recently, yeah.
Yeah, so I think like he can be one of the most out there beatboxers, and still plenty of people don't know his work. You know, people not attached to the beatbox community, and I think that's very unfortunate. I was super happy to see Vino doing an ad for the hockey, something in Canada. Sun Beats doing an Eminem
Eminem
ad.
thing. Yep.
Wawat doing something of
Barrymore was on Ellen, but
yeah,
I'm not sure about I'd have to
I
look at.
didn't even know that Ellen still existed. I thought she was cancelled for good.
Yeah. Same here, actually. All right. Yeah. I definitely get what you mean. Yeah. Need, needs to make its way back. All right. Well, if your loop is still in the still in the shop, I guess you don't
The shit.
in the shop. Shop.
In the shit. Yes.
um, if you don't feel like dropping a beat, any other questions, comments, any last shout outs you want to give before we end the stream?
Okay. I don't have anything actually important to say, so I'll say just something that I want to say, and I don't really want to say this in my personal profile a bunch of times, so people don't get mad. But go watch Taco's Clip Championship Wildcard.
Yep.
It might not be for you, but I think it's my favorite wildcard, that I've ever seen so far.
Yeah. So far,
You
out
know?
of like I don't know, 12 or 13.
No.
Oh, just
Out
of
of
all time.
all of all time.
Wow.
Like it, yeah. You can complain about distortion. You can complain about high frequencies, but like the emotion,
Yep.
like
Sounds too much
yeah,
like
like
sin, sadness, and sorrow.
yeah. I hate when people say that. Like people can't use filter that it will be sin. People can't use delay that will be riff mine. Like that doesn't make any sense. Yeah, go watch Taco.
Yep. Yeah. He's progressed. Man, wow. Yeah. It's not my favorite loop of all time, of all time, but it's really good. Yeah. We can agree on that.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
like everyone will have a strange choice of their top anything
Yeah.
wildcards.
I mean, like
Some
that's
people,
impossible to
yeah,
everybody agree.
like it can't. Hey, it can't be like a uniformed opinion.
Where's
So,
Dinglo? Where's Dinglo?
oh, nossa, those comments on TikTok like, Dilo, Dilo,
Where's Sorrow?
yeah,
He's
people,
judging.
oh,
He's judging.
that pisses me so much. Where is Sorrow? Where is Rift Mind?
But anyway, yeah. All right. Well, I always love when people are shouting out at other people like that. So yeah, Taco will be very happy to see that. Okay. Well, that is all we had to say. I've been Milz 505, Milz musician, and today we interviewed who?
Milz 505.
I interviewed myself.
Yes.
I guess PSN doesn't exist.
Yes. PSN is all of us.
All right.